Hello and welcome back to Stomp City and another episode of ECW Lives on TEW 2016 as we head towards the ECW Final Chapter pay-per-view. And the schedule on the screen that you can see right now is the remainder of the series. We've got 2 pay-per-views left. I was going to do 3 more, but since we've only got a week until TEW 2020 comes out, I've trimmed it down a bit so we can make sure we get it done before the game does come out. And if you are excited for the rest of the series, make sure you drop a like down below. It helps me out a lot. And make sure you subscribe to the channel because there's going to be a lot of TEW 2020 content coming out very soon. And let's get into today's episode where we're going to be bringing you another episode of ECW Revolt. And I've got a feeling this is going to be one of the highest rating ones we've had due to the main event that we've got booked. But we'll get through that a little bit later. But let's get into the dark match where we're going to see Sabu teaming with Loki. So an interesting team there, taking on a team that we formed a while ago, but they haven't really done anything since. I think they formed early on in 2001, and we're now in November 2002, so it's been a while. But yeah, we're going to try them out once again, and that is the team of Colt Cabana and Tajiri, named Kabiri, and Loki and Sabu are named the Maniacs, and that is a new team that we're testing out tonight in this dark match. And the Maniacs has defeated Kabiri in 10 minutes 45 when Sabu defeated Tajiri by pinfall with a triple moonsault. And Sabu and Loki have absolutely zero chemistry as partners, which is great to see. I don't think we're going to be seeing them team again, which is a shame because I thought that was a good dynamic between the two there, but apparently not. Loki with a 41, 45 for Sabu, 45 for Tajiri, and 46 for Colt Cabana. So not great performances all round, and we've ended up with a 49D plus for that one. Sabu is improving in technical skills though, but we might have to find him a new tag team partner as well as Loki. Maybe find something else for him to do. But yeah, 49D plus as we go into the next dark match, which is going to be Schinsky Nakamura, who doesn't make the main show tonight, taking on John Cena, who we haven't really seen in a while. But yeah, Shinsuke gets the win, of course, in 1 minute 29 by pinfall. And yeah, another win for Shinsuke Nakamura on his undefeated streak. Of course, he's undefeated in ECW so far. He did lose on the Tokyo Dome show, but that was a New Japan match technically. So we're going to continue and say that he is undefeated in ECW. And yeah, 56C minus for this one. Not the best, but it'll do for what it is for a squash match. Potentially could have been a little bit higher with that 63 performance from Shinsuke, but yeah, he did only have a minute to perform. Yeah, there are plans coming for Shinsuke Nakamura after his win over former ECW champion Minoru Tanaka this past weekend, so we'll see what those are going forward soon. But for now, he's in the dark match and picked up another victory for his resume. And we go to the main show now, and we start with a video package. And after his performance this past weekend, AJ Styles has been named #1 contender for the ECW Championship, and this match happens tonight. And big news, the undisputed junior heavyweight champion AJ Styles has been deemed the best the company has to offer, and Goldberg is going to be defending his title tonight against him. And just to note, this is happening in Georgia at the Forbes Arena. So this is Gainesville, Georgia's own AJ Styles taking on Atlanta, Georgia's Bill Goldberg. So the battle of the hometown boys. And it's going to be a huge main event and potentially the best match we've ever had, at least on American soil. And yeah, I can't wait to see how this one goes. 84B plus. And if the pay-per-view suggests anything, we could easily get an A star. At least an A, because AJ banged out an A, I think it was 91, against Bryan Danielson, who doesn't really put on great performances, or at least not on the level of Goldberg at this point. So it's going to be interesting, and I'm expecting big things tonight. So let's see how it goes anyway. And yeah, let's move on. And we go into the opening segment now, where Paul Heyman and Goldberg make their way to the ring. And Heyman says, "We've just got word that the ECW Championship will be on the line tonight. Let me tell you, this is a conspiracy against Goldberg. The people in power do not want him to be champion, and I know the little internet rats around here don't want him to be champion, but guess what? He is ready for anything and anyone, and he will be ECW champion until he decides he doesn't want it anymore, and there's nobody that can stop Goldberg." And speaking of champions, Joe and Shamrock are taking the night off, but we've heard the new Team Thunderstorm will be competing tonight, and we will be watching very closely. And yeah, 84B plus for this opening segment, a great performance again. Apparently Paul Heyman was very underwhelming, but I'll totally take that. And the performance of Goldberg was good, which is good to see. But yeah, Goldberg returning to Georgia, the home base of WCW, of course, for the first time since the company closed. And yeah, he's defending his title tonight against AJ Styles, and I can't wait for it. And we go into another match, though, where we're going to see Bryan Danielson, who lost against AJ at the weekend in an unsuccessful attempt at the Undisputed Junior Heavyweight title in the ladder match. But tonight he's defeated someone that's very similar to AJ Styles in terms of aerial ability and that high-flying style. Heavy Metal, of course, the Mexican luchador. And yeah, Bryan gets the win in 10 minutes 23 by submission with a heel hook. So he's shown that he can beat the high flyers, and he's done it tonight against a very well established name in Mexico, Heavy Metal. And 74B minus for this one, so a good match for Bryan again, and should help him for his popularity across the board. And Heavy Metal is improving in Rumble skills as well. And of course, if you remember at the weekend, Bryan, after the match, attacked AJ, locked him in the crossface chicken wing, and also kicked Harley Race and Dusty Rhodes in the face when they tried to save AJ in their role as road agents. Of course, Shawn Michaels was there as well trying to help, but Bryan didn't hit Shawn Michaels. So interesting things happening in this feud. Of course, Bryan will be having an eye on tonight's main event as well, and AJ certainly won't be forgetting that attack. But for tonight, AJ is preoccupied with that World Championship match. And yeah, as I say, good match. As we go into the next segment, as CM Punk makes his way to the ring with his newly won ECW television title. And he gets the mic and he says, "This past weekend, I made history. I am now the 4-time TV champ, which equals 2 Cold Scorpio's record of most times with the belt. And I'm champion again, and this belt will be defended every single week. And I am CM Punk. I am the straight edge assassin, and I am the fighting champion of ECW." And CM Punk chants echo around the arena, but then Raven's music hits as he and Brian Kendrick make their way onto the ramp. And Raven says, "You want a challenger tonight? You found one." But then Punk says, "Raven, we're done. I already proved I can beat you." And Raven says, "Oh no, I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about a man you've never beat, Brian Kendrick." And Kendrick walks down to the ring for the match as Raven joins him at ringside. So Punk has a challenger. Punk beat Raven for the championship at the weekend. But Brian Kendrick of the Nest is going to be CM Punk's first challenger for the TV title. And I think this could be a good match. 66C plus overall. So not the greatest promo, but I'll take it, as we've already had some good promos tonight. And the match itself, though, gets a great rating of 81B, as CM Punk has defeated Brian Kendrick in 15 minutes 33 by submission with an Anaconda Vice, despite the distraction from Raven. And it seems this will be the end of the feud between the straight edge assassin CM Punk and the Nest. And yeah, Punk makes defense number 1 of his ECW TV title, and Punk finally gets the win over Brian Kendrick after 2 attempts, 1 draw, 1 loss. Of course, the loss was by disqualification due to the interference by Raven, who attacked his friend Brian Kendrick, but that's another story. And CM Punk had an in-ring performance of 77, and Kendrick had an in-ring performance of 57. Brian Kendrick is improving in performance skills as well, which is good. But yeah, solid performance from Punk there. And 81B, so solid match between these two. Kendrick showing he is on main event levels there, despite the 57. That's a little bit disappointing. He used to get like 73, 75s. So I'm not sure why that's dropped so low. Maybe it just wasn't his night tonight. But yeah, solid match rating nonetheless. And we go into the tag team match that we mentioned earlier. Thunderstorm taking on the Motor City Machine Guns. And Thunderstorm have defeated Motor City Machine Guns in 11 minutes 39 when Jushin Liger defeated Alex Shelley by pinfall with a Liger bomb. And in terms of ring work, Jushin Liger was head and shoulders above everyone else. So yeah, we've got a team name now for Hurricane and Liger. It was suggested in the comments below by someone of the name of Senna Assad, and he suggested the name Storm and Thunder, which I turned into Thunderstorm. You know, Jushin Thunder Liger, hurricane is a type of storm, so it made sense. And yeah, thunderstorm is a thing as well, of course, as everyone knows. So yeah, good name, and came from that suggestion, so thank you to you. And they've defeated the Motor City Machine Guns tonight, and yeah, they haven't got bad chemistry, which is good. They haven't got good chemistry either, but I'd rather that than obviously bad chemistry, which is something I've not had a lot of luck with recently. The Hurricane has seemed off his game, but that's fine. Jushin Liger had an in-ring performance of 63, carrying the match, of course. The Hurricane got a 54, potentially would have been more. So yeah, 61C, not the best, but again, we've had great matches tonight, so that should help us along and shouldn't drag the rating down too much. But we go next into the main event, where it's going to be Goldberg defending his ECW Championship against undisputed Junior Heavyweight Champion AJ Styles. And in an exceptional match, Goldberg has defeated AJ Styles in 17 minutes 23 by pinfall with a jackhammer after a distraction from Bryan Danielson. Goldberg makes defense number 2 of his ECW World title. So Bryan costing AJ his big opportunity in his home state tonight, and he's not going to be happy about it, of course, especially after the attack after the match, after AJ offered him a handshake at the weekend, and Bryan turned it down, attacked him, attacked the road agents, and again has put another dagger into the heart of AJ Styles on his big night, on the night that, had he won, would have defined his career for years to come, but he's not done it, and Goldberg makes defense number 2 of his ECW Championship. An 83 from Goldberg, and outdoing him tonight with an 84 is AJ Styles. So solid performance again by AJ, really is showing that he is the man around here, and potentially our best wrestler on the card right now. There's not many that get better than him. So yeah, unbelievable rise from AJ Styles in the series, and his chance has been ruined tonight, as I say, by Danielson. 91A in the main event, which is another solid result, and hopefully should help us get a really good show rating. But we do go into one more segment to close the show, and after the match, Heyman hands Goldberg his title as they celebrate the victory after an outstanding performance from AJ Styles, and Heyman screams, "Nobody can stop Goldberg." But the lights turn red, and Jerry Lawler on commentary says, "What's going on here?" And somebody walks out onto the top of the ramp. It's Schinsky Nakamura, and he points at Goldberg, then points at himself, and he leaves the arena as the lights go back to normal, and Heyman looks worried, but Goldberg looks ready. What a rating there for Shinsuke Nakamura to be involved with, and another huge boost for his popularity. But yeah, it looks like Goldberg's next challenger could be Shinsuke Nakamura, who is on a tear recently. Of course, this weekend, as I said earlier, defeated Minoru Tanaka, former ECW champion, and has that put him in line for the title? And could he be the man to stop Goldberg? Of course, Goldberg knows all about streaks. He went on that big, massive undefeated streak in WCW in the 90s. Obviously, it ended horrifically with awful booking, but you know, there'll be no tasers involved in this storyline. But it looks like Goldberg may have met his match, and that's why he was on the dark match, because I wanted to keep him fresh for the TV audience. And yeah, 87B plus, as I say, great way to end the show, and it could be an A show here, and let's see how we do. And I'll take it. It's not an A, but it's an 86B plus, one of our best shows ever, and it increased our popularity in 18 regions. So let's see how that compares to our shows before. And that Revolt is third on our best shows. And before we go, I've got to talk about Sting. So obviously, as you can tell by the thumbnail, there's a potential chance he's leaving for the WWE, as they have made him an offer. His contract does end this month, which has opened him up to speak to other companies. And yeah, they are in contact with Sting now and are offering him solid money. At the minute, we have outbid them, but I'm expecting them to come back with another offer maybe tomorrow or the day after to try and outbid us. And it's going to cost a lot of money to keep him, so it's going to be tough. He is, of course, a big part of the company, the GPWC World Heavyweight Champion, as you can see there. And he floats between all of our promotions in the Alliance. Had a lot of matches defending it. He's been to New Japan. He's been to Puerto Rico. He appears a lot on the Pro Wrestling 01 show. which is key to boosting our size to national. And he's just won the G1 Tag League in Japan as well, going there on loan. So yeah, he's done a lot for our associated companies and us, and does us a good job of boosting our ratings when we need him. But it looks like he may be leaving and finally going to the WWE. Of course, he wouldn't be going if Vince McMahon was still in charge, because on this game, he hates him. Linda McMahon owns the company now, which has opened up the possibility for Sting to go there. And I hope he stays, because I've got a storyline planned for him for Global Glory. He was going to be a big part of the card, so it could mess up my plans just a little bit. So we will find out in the next episode on Sting's decision, but we'll see how it goes. A bit of a cliffhanger to end this episode, but hopefully you are excited for the next episode. If you are, make sure you drop a like down below. It helps me out a lot. And make sure you subscribe with notifications turned on so you don't miss any TEW 2020 content next week. And of course, until next time, peace.